like today, if possible. That would be amazing.
Yes. Did that start recording? Are we recording?
Yep, you're recording.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. Message today because it takes a week to come, so you want to have it. If you're coming to Thrive, it'd be nice to have. I think we'll we'll put them on one day all together on Saturday, and we'll just wear them in. That'll be awesome. Be easier to spot people that aren't in the group photo. Yeah. All right, cool. Now, been quite a week, hasn't it? Uh, been quite a week. You've only got to be in the group chats to see how crazy things have gotten in there. That's great. Wonderful momentum. Um, God, what a period it's been. This is actually officially the end of the period to qualify for the yacht cruise at Thrive, which is awesome. And it's exciting to announce that 19 qualified for that. 19. Well done to everyone who qualified. We didn't anticipate 19, but that's great because the yacht fits 20. I don't know how many fits, but probably that'd be about the max. So that's exciting. So we're just organising the final piece of that. But also the qualification period for the double points for Colorado also ended. So how many of you got into massive action this week? Yeah. Well, that's cool because double points cranked up. So yeah, really exciting stuff. And there's been some standout well, there's been some fantastic I would say activity and productivity. It was funny to see. It was cool to see Katie skid in there at the end and qualify. It was great to see Lana squ jump in at the end. Kylie Greenwood's come in and also done the same thing. Danny as well this week. So it's excellent to see. Yeah, great to see. Yeah, everyone just jumping in and just really making it happen. So awesome work. Just a few standouts as well, which is really interesting, is that you're gonna die when you hear these numbers. Katrina Wood enrolled 24 people in the period in this competition period for the yacht, right? Yeah, so
Yep, since the end of December.
since the end
Hmm.
of, so yeah, so we started this the whole competition for the yacht started at the end of December.
Yep, at the end of December.
And so that period of time, you just had to enroll 5 people in that period to get a spot. And so yeah, Katrina enrolled 24 people in that time. And not to be alone there, also Franny Perez enrolled 22 people.
Hmm.
And she's a mum of three young boys. So if you're wondering, hey, can you still be a mum with three young boys and do this? Well, Franny enrolled 22. I don't know. I'm not a mum of three young boys, but yes, I'm sure looks to me like you can, which is just incredible when you think about it. And then of course Kylie and Aaron enrolled 17 people in that time frame too. So these are big numbers. These are really good numbers. I think for call it January and February, it's a 2 month kind of program. That's 8 weeks. That's more than double the anticipated amount of numbers you want to be enrolling to grow your business. So double the productivity of normal. I think 5 people a month would be a very solid build. 50 a year, one a week. Enrolling one person a week is a great goal, but to double that is just amazing. So let's give a round of applause to Colin, Aaron, Franny, and Katrina for just a huge result. Well done. Fantastic. Now, that's great. And also we'll give a shout out to these legends too. We'll pull it up here. Let's do this while we're here. All of these legends who, not those legends, that's YouTube, but these legends who qualified for the yacht. Oh, we got Katrina, Cecilia, Shay, and Shane. We got Naomi. Now, something interesting about Naomi is some of you. Oh, it's a shame she's not on. Alana, do you want to tell everyone?
Yes, it was a very stressful morning. So Naomi was half an hour till 3 o'clock and got her last enrollment to enroll on the boat.
Yeah, so she skidded in last minute to enroll on the boat, which is wild. Yeah, of course, that's right. She also skidded in home. We had a few skidders coming in home base, but what else did she do? Last minute before the Colorado double points.
Oh, she finally hit director.
She
Oh
rank
my
advanced to
God.
director, which is
Yep.
amazing. Yeah, 6 consultants to director. Wow, so good. Yeah, right before 30 minutes before cutoff for the points for Colorado. So I dare say that that will qualify her for Colorado trip as well. I know that Lewis will probably qualify. He's been cranking up. He'll probably be on that trip. You'll probably be on that trip. There'll be a lot of Eagles on that trip. And don't count yourself out for that trip. If you were someone who really got after it this last week, you don't forget you just got double points. And thankfully, a lot of people who would normally participate in this type of derby are away in Mexico on a trip that they won. So I doubt they would have played in the double points. So, don't count yourself out now. I wasn't joking when I suggested that Lana double down, have an E-shot and a nitro shot, and get after it to get 5 more. Because anyone who has enrolled 5 people this week, or anything, you're really now probably in the running to get on this trip. So don't take your foot off the gas now. It could be a turning point in your, not just your business, it could be a turning point in your life. So really hit the accelerator, keep going if it's possible. If you can find dig deep now, this is how you change everything. So going back to this, congratulations to Naomi for hitting director. Of course, Franny, huge effort there. We had Joanne Kane just come out of nowhere and just go bosh and bring in 5. She enrolled a lady here called Michelle, who's now qualified, which is fantastic. As we mentioned, Lana's skidded in last minute to qualify. Lewis has romped it in. These 2 legends who did an event with Kylie and Aaron on the weekend, Denny and Kylie, the dynamic duo, they're in. Is Tamara here? She's in. Kylie and Aaron. Melissa Casiato is qualified, but she's in Canada, so it's going to be a long way. Katie, and then Alana, of course, has qualified herself and then brought, some awesome people along. So I'm pretty sure that covers everyone, right? Who is this here? Is this Casey?
Casey, yep.
Oh, and of course, I miss Casey there at the front and in her disco outfit. So look at all those legends. Yeah, awesome work. And we'll be on there with you. So giddy up. Get excited. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Okay, now we've got through that. Let's do this quickly. Give me a smiley face for the picture. Awesome. Fun. Okay, cool. Let's pop that there. Now, while I'm doing this, if I could ask the 3 people that, Kylie and Aaron, Katrina, and Franny, if you're able to share how you enrolled, so many people in that qualifying period. If anyone would like to share their secret, that'd be amazing.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Howdy.
So a couple of things, just really handy on the social media, and to use Cecilia post wanting team people to do the 14-day trial. That worked really well, and I do that consistently every month across a lot of community groups, and that's got a lot of attractions. And also doing our big event, just getting really, really, really outside our comfort zone there. And also just doing our small event. But it's just really momentum in our team has kind of cranked us up, and we've got like a little Thrive messenger group going for all the Kiwis that are going over. So that's kind of like, we're like, come on, let's go, let's get on the boat. So yeah, just encouraging each other.
Momentum and community, momentum and community, momentum and community.
Yeah, community, very important. Cultivating the right environment for people to want to do a bit more, right? Yeah. Which you've done, because without your effort, there wouldn't be a lot of people on the boat either, or coming to this trip. So it's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so basically posting, talking to people, having your event was critically important by the sounds of it, not just for you, but for others, for sure. I know that. So yeah, well done. Okay, so who's next? Franny or Katrina, would you like to share?
I might just jump in if that's all right. Katrina just got kids in the bath. I'll go first. Yeah, I think posting and showing up with lots of energy that people want, like online. So I think branding has got a little bit to do with that. And for some people, that money's always the biggest objection, right? So for some, I was happy to get over the line, especially this week with double points, and sacrifice the PIB and said that there's $50 cash back this week, which has been very effective in helping getting enrollments.
All right, so you're giving them back
probably too big
PIB.
Yeah, so I'm making
Oh.
monies in cycles with the
Yeah.
team. It was being in momentum. But for those that are hesitating, you think, for competition period, that's also been helpful.
Yeah, okay,
But
cool.
that's personal choice.
So
Personal choice.
how did you have conversations with so many people to enroll 22? Like what?
Oh, to be honest, Cecilia's post being reworded has just been godsend, and I really do have to thank her and Kylie as well for being so open. Like, hey guys, like if you've got people in your team saying, hey, this is working on my guide, like why aren't you doing that? That's what I've probably got 8, 10 enrollments off the back of that, and I really, thank you for their team spirit.
Great, awesome. So posting away on social media, that particular post attracting people in, and then how are you converting them?
I think probably ready because I've been consistent for a long time. So lots have probably been watching. And to be fair, I went ham at the start, like Katrina, qualified for the competition in the first 2 weeks. So by day 11 of the competition, I'd already met the qualifying points because it's the biggest time of year when people want to go. And that doesn't mean that anyone now has missed out, because often March, like if you're still like gearing up, I think probably January and March, would it be fair to say, Lloyd, are one of the biggest months like now?
Yeah, March is pretty
So
big.
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people enroll people at the back of this event for sure, but you've got experience in learning how to win trips as well, and you don't muck
And I'm
around.
just sitting here. I think the other thing too is I'm saying it, but I was very clear. It'll be too dark in here. Sorry, guys, but it was very intentional right from the get-go. Before the competition period started, I wanted 30 enrollments for the competition period. I wanted 5 rank advancements, and so I told the universe that, and I was very clear on it. And I was a bit woo-woo, but then it's just so funny what happens, because the very next day, an old customer who was actually my 3 PET, third in the downline, she's like, oh, Franny, I've been thinking about the shakes. My daughter said she wanted to get back onto it, and so now we want to as well. And that was Maggie, and created a consultant within that week. So
Wow,
be
great.
intentional, you get supported.
Yeah, awesome, fantastic, great, excellent. And Alicia's just shared those posts examples in the chat thread there if you're wondering what they are, if you want to model them as well. And of course, as we went through the training, pop them into ChatGPT if you want to change them, shift them, whatever it is. But awesome, thanks, Franny. What about you, Katrina?
I've literally just walked in the door, so this is perfectly timed.
Great.
For me, it's just staying. It's funny because I went through a period where I didn't feel like I was getting any enrollment. So I realized I hadn't been consistent enough on social media. And I was saying to Katie today, there's a 3-month lag between post and enrollment.
Mm.
And it just so happened that it was the time when I started posting a shit ton of content, just constant. And then all of a sudden, the competition came, and I'm like, oh crap, maybe it's meant to be. So
Yeah.
I was woo-woo in that sense that, I hadn't been enrolling, because all those that had said no, all of a sudden said yes in January.
Oh, okay. So you had a lag period for people that were like maybes on the fence, not sure, no's, and then eventually they turn into yeses.
Yeah.
Great. So you would say that consistently posting things on social media has helped spark extra conversations, generated leads, people leaning in, emojis, cultivated something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from there, everyone that leans in goes into Rediscover You.
Right, got it. And then you tag them, then you follow them up.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
So, yeah, and I've got about 500 people in there at the moment.
Right, so you post in there a lot as well. Why do you post in that group as well?
I post every time a new customer comes in. I post because everyone that I've added sees those posts. It's why I put in so much in there. I think there was a day where I did about 10 transformations throughout the day, and that was enough to generate enrollments. So because I've got so many people already leaned in that group, I just keep throwing everything as much as I can into there, so it keeps popping up as that little reminder.
Yeah, so you're a key person of influence. So, so once they go in there, you're posting there like little touches, and then you're following them up that way as well. Plus, you're probably doing things on their feed, and you're probably having conversations with them. And you're keeping a list? Did you keep a list?
I do keep a list, yeah.
How do you do a list?
I have a list in a diary.
A physical list?
a physical list because then I know I can see if it's been a week since I followed them up, and I've got 3 years worth of diaries.
Awesome. So you never run out of people if you got 3 years worth of. That's good though. How many of you keep a list that's physical like that, like Katrina? Marilyn does, Tracy, Barb?
And there'll be like, I don't necessarily get it all done at the same time, but I might go 3 weeks and then I go, oh, I haven't written down who I have added into the group.
Yeah.
I don't talk about who I've spoken to. It's just who's been added so that I can do touch points with those people. And if they leave the group, I just cross their name out.
Yeah.
I just want to know whether it's a yes or a no.
Right. So you're a decision hunter. You're not attached to it. You just want to know.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing with that. Incredible effort there. 24. I think you got number 6 in the world or something for enrollments. Is that right?
Yeah, in January.
January, number 6 in the world for the company. So huge,
Yeah.
huge. Congrats.
I set the goal when you said that we had to have 5 for the yacht. I
Yeah.
said, no, I'm doing 10.
Okay. So you had also bigger goals than just the 5.
Because I know like for couples, they were having to have 10. And I'm like, well, if they're going to do that, I can do it.
Yeah, we're supposed to go the other way. It's supposed to be the opposite. It's supposed to be like,
But-
well, if singles get 5, then we have to make the others in a couple get 1 at 5 each. It's only fair. So there you go. Oh, that's great. So you can see that that momentum is built, or success happens with consistent action over time, and it's not instant, it's not fast, it's not quick. It takes time for it to catch up, right? So it is 90 days, I would agree. Like whatever activity you're doing today, you'll see the fruits of that in 90 days, and it's this sad rule of the universe. And you can't break the rule. It's called delayed gratification. And you no matter how much you want to change it, you can't. Whatever you want to get better at, there's a lag period of when that's going to happen. And so you have to be patient. You have to be impatient in the micro and patient in the macro. So be impatient day to day, urgency, work. But the expectations of seeing results today is very, very delusional. You wouldn't want to work today and then see results today. It would be very, very weird for that to happen. What you will do is see a lot of results later based on your work today. So residual, like it's a residual outcome, residual based on your effort now, and it'll catch up later. So it's like, same as becoming a millionaire. It's like you're a millionaire in lag because it takes time to catch up. It's a very cruel universe. It's just the law of how it works, And I think people want it immediately. Okay, and they come in here and they, I've just done side hustle school. How come I can't enroll 10 people? Well, because it's your first school. You're only a month in. And it took me 2 months to get one customer. I came in with business skills and a high D personality type and and a network and I still sucked. So you just got to give yourself grace that you've got to learn something new. Yes? And so if any of you are on here trying to already making up stories to how you can't do it, it's just because you're so brand new. And every single one of the other people who just spoke, they also couldn't do it. And how do I know that? Because I was with them and I watched them not do it. And it's the same thing. So no one escapes this period of time where you suck. No one. So the difference between people that win and don't win are the people that buy into their own suckiness and think that they're somehow unique in this game. And you're not unique. You're exactly the same as all of us. We just had the persistence to keep going. But also we gave ourselves the grace to suck. You've got to give yourself permission to go through this period of time where you don't really know what's going on. And that may take 6 to 12 months. That may be 2 years for you. I don't know. But everyone's different. And it just depends on how badly you want to do this. And it's never going to be any easier anywhere else. So this is it. You got to take a stand here. It's this. Right? Because wherever you go, it might even be harder, I would think. I don't know. I don't know if anything's as simple as this anywhere, actually. So I hope you stick around and lean into that. Well, obviously, we're going to do many side hustle schools going forward, and you're always welcome to come back to these. Look, Katrina's on here, Franny's on here, Colin Aaron on here. These guys are enrolling the most. Look, Katrina's enrolling the most in the world. And here she is. How many side hustle schools has she been to? I don't know. All sorts of different trainings over the years. Yeah, all of them. Anytime there's one on, she's here. So I think what can happen too is over time you can feel like you're beyond the basic training. But I often say until you can run a side hustle school like this, then it would be very wise of you to keep coming back because you'll always learn something new. The old saying goes, no one ever dips their toe in the river twice. No one ever dips their toe in the same river twice because it's not the same person, it's not the same river. Every side of school is different, and you are a different person when you come into it, which is why attending events is so important too. Like, I mean, we just did an event. I flew to New Zealand last weekend and did an event with Kylie and Aaron. They did all the hard work. I just rocked up, and and I still learn stuff. Like, and I've done events for ages, and so the learning never stops, right? And it's pretty much the same stuff. Like the events is much the same, but they still work. And you got to do success in business is pretty much mastering the basics and then continuing to be in love with the basics. And I think if you can do that, you can win in certainly in this business because it's very simple business. Okay, that being said, how many of you guys who are brand new are still yet to enroll someone and you really want to? So we got Aaron, I've got Maggie, Marie, Bob, Henry, I just can't hold on, Raywin.
That was me last week.
So Carla got first enrollment, right?
Yep.
Great. Okay, so we got Bob. Are you taking note of this, Alicia? There's not a nice little quiet note there. So, okay. So if you're yet to enroll someone, let me ask you this. What do you think you have to do that you've not been doing that will lead you closer to your first enrollment?
Following up
I
quicker.
do.
Let's go Bob and then Maggie.
I need to follow up quicker with people that have leaned in a little bit
Oh, right. So you
and
have
stay. I have like 5 people lean in,
Wow.
and all of them have said it's been super busy right now, and I am going to take a look at that video, and
Sure.
then it's just crickets. So,
Okay. Okay. My question to you is, have you asked them a series of questions before sending them into the group?
I asked, actually, one person answered all the questions before I got a chance to ask all the questions. So,
Okay. So if that's the case, what you want to do is you want to go back and re-ask them anyway.
Okay.
I know it seems ridiculous, but there's a qualification process that happens when you re-qualify the answers even through the questions again.
Okay.
But I would say you're correct. Your follow-up from when they express answers and then you add them to the group and tag them can begin then. So did you get the ad okay? Yes. Did the video make sense okay? And then you go back again the next day. Hey, just circling back, is this something you're still interested in doing? So like
And everybody, the 3 people that I have circled back on said yes, they're still interested. There's just something going on that's totally out of everybody's control.
Okay, all 5 of them?
I think so.
Okay, cool. So you put them on a list, right?
Yep.
So you put them on a list because Katrina mentioned she's got a long list that goes on forever. So she can always go back and revisit and touch people and follow up. And so every single business has a list. Every business has a list of potential customers. All right, cool. So it sounds great it sounds to me like you know what you're doing to attract people.
I don't feel like I know what I'm doing, but I just go back to all the scripting that you guys put together and just keep doing it.
It seems like it's working for you. If you've got 5 people leaning in, that's fantastic. So I would say the next stages, like you said, is just getting good at the question asking and then the follow up. And I think it'll happen for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. What about you, Maggie?
I think I need to post more, which Franny always tells me, yes, I do. But I did make a post after last week's side hustle school, and it got lots of love, so that was great. And I messaged a few people after that, like some people who commented, and I had a couple people messaging me as well.
Yep.
And I currently have someone like talking with me and Franny that
Cool.
We're just getting her set. So I think
Awesome.
she's pretty
Great.
set on ordering. So
Yeah, awesome.
mm,
Amazing. Well done. That sounds like it's not far around the corner. You'll get one.
Yep.
And yes, I would say, like, Lewis put a funny post in the group chat this week. He said how to get better at posting on social media. This guy opens a book, reads the book, the first page is post on social media. So I think it's also posting for the people who are already leaning in. So this goes for Barb's as well. Every day, in fact, twice a day, little just text posts. Even if you went and grabbed that other one and asked ChatGPT, please break this down into 7 different posts for me that are compelling or that allow people to lean in. It'll create 7 posts from one post. And then you can post tomorrow night, tomorrow morning. So maybe 7 or 8 posts in 3 days. And now that's starting to scale the activity that works for bringing leads in. So usually, it's success in enterprise or business is actually doing the basics at 10 times what you normally would. It's not actually changing anything. It's just doing 10 times the regular activity. And for some reason, at the beginning of the whole journey, folks, we can't get our heads wrapped around what that looks like for people because we think we're getting it 10 times ourselves. So we automatically think wrongly that we're spamming the world because we see all 10 posts, we see all 10 messages, we see all that 10x activity, but the truth is they see 1. So we have to move past this fear of extreme activity. We have to move past this feeling that we're spamming the world or whatever it is, because it's absolutely incorrect and untrue, and it keeps you stuck in mediocrity. So how you move past that is you 10x all parts of it. Because the reality is Katrina, Franny, and Kylie and Aaron, truthfully, they're not doing anything different to you. They're just doing it at a higher volume. It's a volume game. I promise. So if you were to look at your social media in the next 7 days, it's okay if there was 67 posts. Like that's totally, like 10 a day is fine. Whatever, it's fine. It's totally fine. There's a guy I follow on X, and I just follow him so much, and he posts about 10 times a day. And he reiterates the same stuff, just slightly different. So don't be afraid of that. You can post a lot. In fact, I would say now's the chance to do it before we lose our chance, because AI may destroy social media as we know it. So don't hold back. Barb, you have a question? Sure.
Yeah. So is that 10 posts on a variety of platforms?
No, you
or
can
should I stick to 1 or 2?
You could you just stick to 2. You could do I don't know, you could probably do 3 to 4 posts on Facebook a day, just like, I mean, the whole process that Gary Vaynerchuk teaches, that's a nice thing to follow, is jab, 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 right hook. So for example, you could do 3 little jabs teaching someone something, an engagement post or a question, do you work out or prefer nutrition, or are you a dessert person or a pizza person, whatever. And then you could do hey, documenting day 67 of my journey. This is where I'm at. That's a 3rd post. And then a 4th post might be, the right hook might be, I'm looking for 5 people or 3 people to join me on the journey. 3 people's good, like 10 people, yeah, sure. But 3 people's like, wow, this is not just for 3 people. This sounds good. So you could post all sorts of things. But if you come up with a really good post and you post it, then go back and copy and paste it and put it into ChatGPT and say, Chat, can you create 10 more posts similar to this? Or can you create 10 offshoot posts of this that do this differently? Let's just tell it. The whole idea now with AI is don't use your brain so much. It'll slow you down. AI is a lot smarter than us, right? So yeah. Does that make sense? It is volume that does the work. Like you asked Katrina, I'm sure she'll agree with me, and she'll probably nod her head, to win the world pro title at her, like she has to go and do the mundane exercises in the gym. I'm sure the complexity of the actual exercises doesn't change much, right? But the volume you do or whatever it might probably will. I think it's an important concept to understand that it's not complexity. You don't get better at posting. ChatGPT will do all that for us. It's those that play at a higher level of volume, right? Like I go to the gym and do an exercise, but Katrina probably goes 10 times more than me, and she's got to be like, does that make sense? There you go. Same set of exercises for 12 months. I would say that's a really great example as to why she's good at this business, because she doesn't complicate things. That's pretty much all it is. You know, I think Grant Cardone speaks about in his book, the 10x, 10x your basic activities. This is the difference.
And just to add to that too, I think when you post a lot, so 3 or 4 times a day, and with ChatGPT now it makes it a lot easier to do that, you're just top of mind. So someone might not necessarily be ready to get started right now, but you're constantly showing up. And so when they do wake up one day and they want to change, they think of you immediately. And so it's just this constant reminding. And the 5 people you've been speaking to, Barb, they may not even like or comment on the post that you're going to be doing, but they're just seeing you. There's Barb, there's Barb, there's Barb. And then one day on the buying cycle, when they're ready to buy, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to message Barb, I'm ready, because you're just constantly there. You're constantly there. You're constantly there. You're not annoying people because they're not going to see everything. I post things sometimes. My mum doesn't even see what I post, and she's on Facebook and Instagram pretty much all day. And so don't feel like you're pestering people. It's just like this constant reminding. And then I just remember my makeup artist, she said this to me once. We were chatting. She's like, oh, I just got back from Canada. And I was like, what? I didn't even know you were in Canada. You didn't post anything. She goes, yeah, because when I post on social media, it reminds my clients to book in with me. And I didn't want them to book in with me because I was away on my trip. And so she even knows that when she posts on social media, it's just this constant reminder to, I guess, her clients and her customers and her prospects out there. And so I think that's the power of posting. Don't get so attached. I know for me at the beginning, I was like, oh, I'm not getting likes or comments. Just think of it like I'm just showing up. I'm just showing up. I'm showing up, and detach from that. So I think that's really cool that Katrina shared that she just has posted so much on social media over the last few weeks, and that's been able to help her get some of her enrollments.
Yep. Top of mind.
So who's a little bit more excited now about posting a little bit more on social media? Yes, Bob is. Woo! So what you're telling me is like now when I log into social media, I'm just going to see Team Eagle, Team Eagle, Team Eagle, Team Eagle. That would be cool to see that every single post from you guys.
And whatever works, that on the actual posting side, if it's effective, jump on and do a reel. And just do
That's what I was going to ask. Is the multiple posting, is that just a post, or is that lives? Is that reels?
No.
Is that one of those thoughts?
I would do 3 to 4 text, hit Maggie. What's your Facebook?
It'll say Maggie Grace. Yep, that's me.
Oh, we're not friends. Now we are. Okay, let's have a look. Is it your birthday?
No, it's not. Maybe it's like a private. I'll accept your friend
I
request.
think you've got a private account, Maggie, so Lloyd can't stalk you.
Not private now. Look, here she is.
I've just accepted it. You might need a refresh.
Oh, okay. I would put up to you, but I would try and put it on public if you can, because then more people will see it. Cool. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, it's 300.
Whoa.
So here's what you can do. This is huge. So what you do here is you open it up and you send every single person except for people on the team a message. Add them as a friend, send them a message. You've already friends with them, but send them a message. So you got 324 messages to send. Does that make sense? Do you know what the message says? What you're supposed to say in the message?
No.
I'll show you. So if you go here and go to the Eat for Free Club.
Oh, yes, no, Franny did send me something
Yeah.
of what to say. Yeah.
It's right here. It's this
Which
one.
is what I sent to a few people.
This one here, right? It's basically this. Hey, thanks for loving my post, thanks for commenting on my post how I lost 9 kilos. I know I'm enough for you. Do you know anyone who's looking to lose weight, get more energy at all? If not, no worries, I just thought it up. So you've got 320. Oh shit, where am I going here? You've got 324 messages to send. Now, on the basis, you can probably only realistically send 50 a day on Facebook, 40 before going to jail.
I would say 20, and then
Okay, 20.
it gives you time to respond to
Okay,
everyone.
right. So let's say 20. So you got 320 divided by 20. There's 16 days of work there. Now, by work, I don't mean you've got to go down to a mine, go to one of the mines and go down in there for 16 hours in your suit and hazmat and flip and work your ass off and come back out half dehydrated and dead. I'm just suggesting that you can just forward a simple message to 20 people in about 3.5 minutes. And so there's 16 days of work. Doesn't mean 16 days. It means probably about 40 minutes of work. And doing this exercise of 324 over 16 days will just get you used to sending the same thing and seeing it work, pretty much work. 1 in 10 will say yes. You should have 32 yeses there, and it'll give you 32 chances to move them through the system, follow them up, and out of that, you should have, a good 10 to 15 to 20 start, I would think, over time. And the others don't lean in and say, no, it doesn't mean they're not, that doesn't mean they're a no. That just means, nah, not right now, no, I'm good. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, you're just simply asking them if they know someone. But I promise you that doing that exercise of 320 will be like cutting your teeth of network marketing. It's like that will grow you as a business owner by doing that. So, you've done the hard work of losing the 9 kilos, and you've done the hard work of doing that first post, mentally hard to do that first post. Now go and cultivate, and you've really planted the seed. Now you've just got to cultivate the harvest. And and while you're doing that, after you send your 20 per day, you're getting your list ready. So anyone that says yes, immediately you put them on your list in your notes section of your phone, so you know who said yes, so you don't lose track. And then you can do your 2 posts per day. Whatever it might be. So they're also, as they're talking to you in Messenger, the algorithm's also throwing up your posts about your journey, right? And so what I was going to do, I was actually going to do this. I didn't go there to do that, but that's cool. I went there to just see this. Grace. Shit. Yeah, ChatGPT, give me 10 more posts similar to this, but different. Okay, you probably can't use this one because it's all about 9 kilos. So maybe that's not the right approach. What you could do, based on this post, give me 3 value posts, jab, 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 and an ask post, hook. See what it says? There you go. So this one, you probably wouldn't do this again because you've mentioned it, but you'd put a new one, like hopefully it's 10 kilos now. It doesn't have to be crazy either. But that could be something. But see how it's value, 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 boom. It could be post, 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 hook. Does that make sense? And it can be simple stuff like
Can you just go pull up that screen, please, with ChatGPT, if you could, please? Just a couple of things if you are using ChatGPT. This is like a dead giveaway for me personally, and I'm sure for other people. But if you add all those emojis, I know
Yes.
that you've used ChatGPT. It's just obvious.
Don't use any emojis.
Don't use any emojis in your posts, just to look like personal preference. And then see where Lloyd's highlighted the double hyphen. The double hyphen is like dead giveaway that it's come from ChatGPT. And then just put spaces like every sentence because it's easier for the person to read.
Let me
And
give you an example of what I would do. If I was using this post here, copy, Facebook. I'm not going to post this, Maggie, don't freak out.
Wait, on a
I'm
wall.
not going to post
There's
it.
no on a wall.
Get rid of the inverted commas.
Yeah, definitely get rid
get
of
rid
the
of that.
inverted commas.
Get rid of that. Separate each line.
Mm,
So good copy is written at each line. Get rid of that, and you can probably
keep that last
keep that
emoji.
last emoji because it makes a little bit of sense. One emoji is fine at the end to give them a call to action. But I'll get this one. So you see how there's new. It's on each line. It's new. This is good copywriting
And
strategy.
80% I would probably put on a
Oh
new
yeah,
line as well.
boom, like that. That's how copy is written as a post. It's like one sentence per one line per sentence. So if I posted that,
Oh yeah, and then the comma after and as well. Like I don't know why ChatGPT likes to do that.
where?
Where it goes hydration, comma, and
Oh, whatever.
seems
Yeah,
to
that's
do
a
that.
small one, but
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's how I'd post that, right? And then you can tell it, like, give me these again without emojis. And without hyphens.
Mm.
There you go. Done. Now, not on when I ask for sales copy, please don't include emojis. Oh shit. It's fine. I picked it up. Good. So, legit. And if I took this one, and I went like this, based on the above, give me 4 engagement type questions like polls, etc. There you go. So this is like more engagement posts. Like this. What's the hardest part about losing weight? Comment below. This or that. If you could pick one for fat loss, which would you choose? Diet, nutrition, you can do a workout. Question. What is your biggest struggle when it comes to getting in shape? Drop your answer below. Slide bar. God, the slide bar doesn't work. But here's some other examples, and you could just give me 574 posts like the first two. Okay, there's 574 posts for you there. Does that make sense? I just want you to know there's unlimited content now. You should. There should be no reason why everyone on the call now, really, with what we just showed you then, that you couldn't definitely post at least 2 to 3 times a day without much effort at all. Before AI, we had to use our brains. And I mean, like, to think of what to write in sequence of every word. You still have to use your brain to prompt and understand the principles, but to actually write it is done for you instantly like that. You can copy paste. This is going to say, this is no longer a 10-hour a week business. It's very, very fast now. So I think don't have to ask permission to use chat. You can go for it. Making sense? Whatever works well, you can easily create a reel from it. And when you start using reels, don't complicate it. Just get it up, put a video on, speak to the video within 30 to 60 seconds of exactly what you said on the post. Done. Go and upload it as a real post and you're done. Don't get too tricky with them. Don't have to be a super editor. Just get used to doing reels. Because reels is just a more effective way of people engaging with you because they get more action time on Facebook and Instagram than any other type of content. So the only reason you wouldn't enroll people is if you're not adding new friends. Now, all of you already have friends, so it's like, especially Maggie, there's 324 people who love her results. She doesn't lack for people right now, but she's just about amplifying everything. And there'll be tons of enrollments. But then she'll run into the next problem where she'll want to add new friends. And then she'll want to go and join new networks, new clubs. She'll want to add new people on Facebook. So she might play a game too where every single person who she reaches out to, 20 a day, she also plays a game where she has to go and add 20 new people a day with someone who she's got a mutual connection with. That way, at the same time that she's asking 20 people, she's adding potentially 20 new people to her network. So over the next 6 to 12 months, she'll end up having 5,000 new connections on her Facebook. So she'll never run out of new connections. And that's just a game you play for future fortifying your business. Cool? Anyone concerned by this? Anyone excited by this prospect? Yep. Simplicity of the 3 core activities of network marketing is adding new people online, posting at scale, simple things. And then when they're leaning in, having conversations, adding and tagging and following them up until they enroll. That's pretty much the 3 core activities. They're just never going to change. Like ever, 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 ever. And that should fill you with a lot of like encouragement and hope, because once you've mastered it, which doesn't take that long, there's no other next skill to really learn to get enrollments. So you shouldn't worry like, oh, I'm never going to be good at this. You will be, as long as you now can scale the basics. They're just not going to change. Right, Franny? Where's Franny? Right, Katrina? Right, Kylie and Aaron? Probably doing the same things they were at the very start. Still the same. How Katrina still does a bicep curl is probably no different to what she did 5 years ago. Now, before we go into a breakout room, I just wanted to make mention of those who, how many of you have enrolled people this week? Or ever? But predominantly this week. Okay, awesome. There's this principle in network marketing, and I think most businesses, but especially network marketing, is that your customer is not the destination, your customer is the doorway. And most people, by all accounts, it's fun. It's the most amazing when you're enrolling people. Like when you enroll someone, it feels good, right? Yep, feels great. Good for them, good for you. It's a win-win. It feels good. You fill yourself with hope and self-esteem. Okay. And so you'll always feel the best when you're enrolling people, but it's very easy to think that that's the job done. So if you enrolled someone and you've set them up and plugged them in, and they watch that wonderful video that Franny did, the orientation, they've got the free club link and they're off and running, they've got their box, right? You think your job is done. And it's easy to fall into that trap, right? But if we just stopped there with helping people, we wouldn't have the team we have, because we then went the extra mile. So the question is, what do I do with my customer or for them afterwards to build a relationship with them and open up their network? So for example, we enroll Melissa, which is Alicia's sister. Melissa enrolls Franny, right? Because we've spent a lot of time with Franny, and we spent a lot of time with Melissa, and we spent a lot of time with Franny, right, over the years. And Franny then turns around and enrolls Maggie, and now Maggie's got 324 people leaning in to support her. So think about how that works. We enroll one, she turns around and enrolls another, she turns around and enrolls another, who now has the chance to enroll many, many others. And this is how the depth of network marketing really works. And that's why you don't need to have a big network, and you don't always need to be the one enrolling people. You are allowed to help your customers turn around and enroll people. Like Franny knows this. That's why she's helping Maggie, spending time with her to help her get the results, because it's better if Franny can talk to a new network of people she doesn't know. Now, it turns out that Maggie knows them all because she's friends with them. And Franny doesn't have the 5 or 10 years of relationship building and trust behind them that Maggie does. But Franny can encourage and help and skill up Maggie to unlock that network. Yes? And so Franny's incentivized to help Maggie do that, but also Franny knows that it's better to do it that way, because she knows if it works that way, Maggie gets paid, then Franny gets paid. Whereas if you just enroll yourself, it's just you getting paid. But if you can get your downline paid, they'll be paid, then you'll be paid. You heard what Franny said before. She gives away the PIB to people because she knows if they enroll, she'll get the volume. And volume is where you get residual recurring freedom income from. So it's critically important to turn around and encourage and help your customers to enroll others. And the only way to really do that is to spend some time with them. It doesn't matter what you say. There's no tactics to it. There's no special words. Nothing like that. It's not something you can even probably, you couldn't even formulate it. There's no special instructions of what to say. There's just this element of if you spend time with someone, then trust is built through energy exchange that you can't see. How many of you know you're closer to someone when you've just spent the day with them? How many of you know you even feel more trust and closeness with your own dog when you spend the day with them? And they know too, right? And you don't even talk to your dog. There is nothing that explains that except for proximity and energy. There was a guy that he's a multi-millionaire, but when I was in real estate business, we were one of the referrers for them. So this builder, they're building 2,000 homes a year, making millions, right? And I know, and he had maybe 8 or 10 referrers, right? So we would be doing the sales. So we do about 40 sales a year, and he had 10 of us. So he had at least 400 coming in through referrers, right? And so what he would do is he would drive down from Brisbane, where he's based, and see us and come down and walk in the office. And I said, "Hey, Neil, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, how you going?" "Good. Thought we'd just drop in and say good day. Have a cup of tea." "Yeah, all good. No worries. Here's a cup of tea. What do we want to talk about?" "Anything. How's business? How's things? Da 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 da." And what was interesting about that is I really started to notice he didn't do it once. He did it again and again and again. And I started to learn from him that he actually just spends time with people. He didn't plan to what he's going to say. He didn't say anything special or tactical. He just spent time with us. And that meant that things would cultivate from that. Ideas, conversations. Obviously you feel supported, but at the same time, he's got a bit of an idea of where you're going. And so in our Isagenix business, many times we've just spent time with people. So on the weekend, I was in New Zealand with Kylie and Aaron and a lot of the other team members. Danny was there. Kylie was there, the other Kylie. And Sammy and Tommy. And we went for dinner. And I had no idea what we're going to talk about, but you're just there together, right? And even if no one came to the event, heaven forbid, it still would have been successful. Because it's just being around your customers and being around your distributors is really, really where a lot of magic happens. Now, when you have got a bigger team, it's very difficult to go individually to their houses and hang out with them. But in the early days, it was very easy because we didn't have a lot, right? And they weren't in other countries and all that sort of stuff. So I just want you guys to know that there is no special language pattern or anything. It's just time. And if you wanted to have any idea of what you'd talk about, it's really just asking them questions to get to know them. Nothing to do with Isagenix, just getting to know them. Right? If you're not really good at that rapport building stuff, you wanted to learn a framework to help you, you could go and get a book by Chris Voss called Never Split the Difference, and you could learn the labeling and mirroring question asking he uses to build rapport. You could. If you had no idea where to start, you could do that. But it still wouldn't neglect you having to actually create something or a reason to hang out with them. So hands up who's enrolled customers this last week. Okay, cool. Here's the homework task. You know what? Let's do this. We're going to a breakout for 2 minutes. Share with each other a couple of ways you could actually connect more closely with the people you've enrolled. Let's do that for 2 minutes. We'll come back and I'll give you an idea and some homework because you're going to really hate the homework. It's going to be the best. Can't wait. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to give you these. We got 20. Let's do a breakout room of, say, 6. And just share with each other a way you can now build rapport with your customers and help cultivate that relationship with them. Okay, that's all you're going to talk to each other about. We'll come back in the room, do some takeaways, and set the homework. All right, welcome back to the main room. How many of you met someone new? Whoa, how good. Especially before the event, you'd be able to go give them a bit of a hug and tap on the bum and say, "G'day, I'm from the inside of the Zoom." Maybe don't tap on the bum, just give them a hug or a high five. Okay, cool. So what did you discuss? What came up in the groups?
I'll go if no one's going to go.
No one's going to go. You're
Okay.
up.
So we decided at the beginning of this year that we were going to start customer call on a Sunday,
Okay.
just because my retention was not very good and I
Uh-huh.
felt I wasn't giving very good customer service. So this, I mean, it's a lot of work, but I'm finding it's really good for the team as well. So
Okay.
all our team is now jumping on in New Zealand, and we
Okay.
just go through the Eat for Free Club, the 10 steps, and I show them how they do that.
Yep.
I make sure that they've got ice in the freezer and cold water and a blender, and then we go through what's one win for the week and what are they having problems with. And it's
Okay.
really cash. Everyone comes off. There was 8 of us on there last night. I think there was about
Okay.
8 of us last night. So it's good.
Cool. Okay. Great.
Everyone's on the same page.
Okay. Excellent. Great. Nice tactic. Great. Sees a gap in the business and then rectifies the gap, closes the gap. What else?
I was with
Yeah, I'll
Mara.
go.
Yep, Kirk, and then Carlo.
So Katie touched on a point that's pretty relevant, I think, and that's that personal touch and getting to know your customers in person, going and doing things with shared sort of mutual interests, and going for a coffee, or
Yes.
Katie was talking about a lady she went for an ice bath with, and
Yeah.
building that kind of relationship is a really good way to foster continued prospects
Absolutely.
and getting to
Without a
the
doubt.
network.
Yep, without a doubt. 100% agree. Absolutely. Particularly the one-on-one stuff. No question. Obviously, if you're not close to them, it's a little bit more challenging to go and hang out with them and buy coffee and have the ice bath. But yes, that's without a doubt true. Very true. The most effective way is one-on-one time, face-to-face. That's definitely the way to cultivate the relationship further. Especially if you're not used to Zooms, or you find it difficult to cultivate relationship through a Zoom virtual coffee catch up, definitely face to face. Which is also why doing those events, the smaller events that you saw maybe Kylie and Aaron post about, it's how you get, like, having small events like that does those small catch ups that Kirk's talking about at a bigger scale. And so the magic's not in just having an event to enroll people. It can be just having an event just so people are around each other for that energy exchange that I mentioned happens. That's all. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Anyone else want to? Oh, Carlo, here you go.
Oh, no, I was just saying, following the system is really important. I probably didn't post enough, so I got my first customer just by regularly starting to up my posts
Sure.
and so now I want to get excited about creating new content, but not too much, but just
Okay.
tweaking it a little bit.
Sure.
And I'm obviously growing my audience because my audience is far too small.
Sure. Okay. So you've identified these gaps in your business.
Yep.
But for your customer you did get started, what do you think the next steps might be to cultivate that further?
So it's been funny. I've been talking to him, messaging him while I'm on this call.
Right.
And he asked me, "Oh, I got my pack today. He's all excited." And I said, "Great." And he goes, "What's first?" And I said, "Well, did you get your booklet? Did you get this, and this?" And yeah. He's going tick, tick, tick. So just continue talking to him.
Yep.
Talk to him, not leaving on his own.
Yep.
And supporting him, and also posting the video that he should look at and when he wants to do a shake.
Yep.
So I've given him everything and he's set to go. He's excited. So
Is he coming to Thrive with you?
no, he couldn't get away.
Okay, cool. All right.
He hasn't get onto biohacking master classes yet, but
All good.
I think we'll get him.
Okay, awesome. Great. Excellent. There you go. Okay, so I would have to agree that face-to-face conversations and connections is the best, one-on-one. Then group connection face-to-face in a small event is number 2. 3 would be a one-on-one on a Zoom. And then 4 would be a group call on a Zoom. and 5 would be maybe Messenger. But equal 4 maybe, but 5 Messenger. So just messaging back and forth on Messenger is fairly low. It's like the lowest form of, it's high input, but it's just, you don't get the same energy exchange. That's all.
I'll go and visit him on Saturday for a coffee.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just, again, what I'm just trying to do is just trying to help you understand the tiers or the gradient of where the energy exchange happens. So the homework task for this week is for anybody, and this goes for anybody who's ever got a customer. If you haven't got a customer yet, your homework is to go and scale the basics this week and go way outside your comfort zone and just do 10x of what you did last week. If you did 0 last week, then it's going to be 0. But just try and really amplify those activities this week that you haven't done. And I think that's going to help you a lot. But for those of you who have enrolled at least one customer, and for those of you who have enrolled a lot this week, this is going to be a fun and easy task for you, I think. But what we would love to see, if you are stepping up to the homework task, and we'll just have a look next week as to who really does it well, because I think it's going to grow you. We want to see a photo of a one-on-one experience with each customer you've enrolled. One-on-one. If you have enrolled 2 people or 3 people this week and they happen to live in the same area, a small get-together with all 2 or 3 is totally fine. You can scale that. That's totally fine. But what we want to see is photos, selfies of you and your new customer. If they don't live close to you, it would be you and them on a Zoom call. So if all 5 of them don't live close, there'll be 5 different Zoom call photos. And I would try and encourage you not to bring in a group onto a Zoom too early, because a lot of them won't show up. How many of you have done group Zoom things before and no one's come? Yes, because there's safety in numbers. And so you want to drop the safety and just invite them to a one-on-one. And don't call it a Zoom, call it a virtual coffee catch-up. It's just got a bit of a different feel to it. And they'll say, what for? Say, just wanted to just make sure you're tucked in and get the best results ever. I just want to give you a few hot tips and just really help you out. It's going to take 10 or 15 minutes. Just jump on with me this week. Make it nice and casual. And we want to see photo evidence. Face-to-face is best. Zoom, if you live close by, you can't do Zoom. It's got to be face-to-face, right? Somehow. But that's what we want to see. And you want to upload it into the Rediscover You Info Facebook group. With hey, good luck, Jenny, this week. She started the program. Super encouraged to, super excited to get her going. Let's give her some encouragement. So for some of you enrolled 5 this week, there might be 5 different photos with you with 5 different people with introductions to them. Does that make sense?
Can you do Facebook Messenger calling or like FaceTime, or you want Zoom?
You can do a FaceTime. Yep. Zoom would put you out. Is there any particular reason why you don't want to do Zoom?
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I think if that's that's good, because that's the reason I asked that, because I don't want to make it hard for you, but I want you to know how to use Zoom. I'm only envisioning you running a Silas School Collar with 15 people on it. That's what I'm envisioning. So if you don't know how to do this first step, then that next step's never going to come. So how many of you don't know how to really use Zoom? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So remember, if you hate it, like if it's hard, take the hard route. It's good. It's better. It's like taking your medicine. So I would say if it scares you to be on a Zoom, do the Zoom.
I've just never hosted, so I just know how to click a link and log in and wait for the host, and then I just join and say hello.
Okay, so this week you're going to go out and you're going to host.
Okay.
Yeah, you're never going to learn unless you go do.
A little tip there too, Kylie. You can just have your partner, your husband, they're on a Zoom, and then you're on the Zoom, they're in the other room, you're in this room, and then you can play around with it a little bit. Or if there's someone on Zoom right now who doesn't know how to use Zoom, you guys can buddy up and be like, hey, let me jump on. I'm going to host, you're going to listen, blah, blah, blah. And then you just get used to the tech that way. But the only way to learn it is to play around with the buttons. And so that's my little advice there when it comes to playing around with new tech.
Perfect.
That's right, Kirk. You were hanging out at your house all weekend. We know you build a relationship with him. That's all good. But either way, get on a FaceTime and take a photo. I did. Once we do this exercise this week, I promise you, and you can use old customers too. Doesn't have to be. They don't have to be brand new. They could be older ones. That's fine. But the brand new ones are super important. You'll understand why next week when we come back and do this. But if you haven't done it, it's going to be very difficult to do the next part. Okay. Cool. Any questions? Nope. All good. Okay. I look forward to seeing all the photos in the Rediscover You Facebook group. It's going to be awesome. And then we'll show you next week what you can do with those. And also, while you're at it, when you're with them, right? When you're with them, there's a little caveat here too. You've got to invite them to Thrive. Doesn't mean they've got to come, but you must invite them. So, hey, what are you up to next week? What's on? Next weekend? No, not this weekend, next weekend. Oh, not much. Why? I happen to be going to this kick-ass event on the Gold Coast. It's 3 days. I may or may not have a spare ticket to come. Would you like to join me? And we need to get you throwing this out there to see what happens to experience inviting with an uncertain outcome. So we want you to be okay with no. I can't, sorry. Kat's cousin's father died, and whatever the excuse is, okay? Or I just can't make it. I'd love to go. I'm coming. Yes, I've been waiting. Oh, I would love to go. I'll come with you. That can happen, guys. But if you can't, you're not inviting, it's not going to work out. But just say, hey, crazy idea. Do you happen to have any plans next week? Why is that? Because I have this. Yeah? Cool. All right, that's it. So let's do this to finish up. That's the homework. Photos, invitation to Thrive. Let's do some takeaways before we go. 5 takeaways from the call. Just 5 nuggets you took from today's session.
I love the use of ChatGPT to get more posts from a successful post. That was really clever.
Yep. Wicked. AI, leverage AI to get more content faster. Yep. Next.
Don't wait to add people to the Rediscover You info group.
Yeah, don't wait to add people. Just go straight through, follow the system quickly. Boom, 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 boom. Follow them up straight away. That's it.
Add more stuff in the Rediscover You so the people that you've added knows that, like you're still there, because I've given out what to put in there, apart from the welcomes and stuff.
Yep. So this week when you get all those photos with your customers too, when you pop in there, people will get FOMO. They missed out working with you because all the people are in there. Yep. Awesome. 2 more.
I'm embracing my suckiness.
Yes. Embrace the suck. Who is going to embrace their suckiness? Wonderful. Excellence. Good. 1 more.
Build effective relationships with energy exchange.
Yeah. Relationships are built from energy exchange, not from words. Okay, energy exchange, being around them. That's it. It's just being around them. So that's going to be awesome for this week. Okay, great. Good to see everyone's faces. Well done. We're almost at the end. Next week is the last week. So we're going to show you what to do with those photos. But execute this week. We're going to get a few people enrolling people this week, no doubt. You will get it. Stay with it. We're going to stay with you until you get it. Then you can graduate, and then we'll do more. Okay? See you guys soon. And if you need a T-shirt, send Alicia a message. Graduation next week. Woo! All right. Let's see who can graduate. Let's go get 2. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.